What's up, Yap Squad, and welcome back to another episode of the Yap Sesh podcast, a Re-Yap. I'm here. If you're new, my name is Brooke, and I'm here with Sawyer, my co-host, and Meigs, our guest co-host for our Skeleton Crew Re-Yaps, and soon to be Last of Us Season 2 Re-Yaps as well.
Woo!
Which is my first announcement because everybody drink. I'm going to talk about The Last of Us.
Because, oh my God.
So, first of all, we will be doing re-apps after every episode of The Last of Us Season 2, which they have just announced is coming out in April. Which my prediction, I did the math because the show has to be at least started airing, I believe, before May 31st to be eligible for the Emmys. And the season is going to be 7 episodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my guess it's either going to start on Sunday, April 12th or Sunday, April 19th, because that would get through all of the episodes by May 31st, which is also a Sunday, conveniently, this year. So they haven't given us an official date yet, but it's going to be a Sunday night because that's when HBO premieres their new episodes of shows. But we haven't decided or talked really anything about what our re-apps are going to look like and when they're going to come out yet. But stay tuned for more information. HBO just on a random, what was it, Tuesday?
Yeah,
Monday?
It was like 9 p.m. on a Monday night.
They just released a video on their Instagram. And you know how like Instagram now has like, oh, join their broadcast channel. I did because HBO, it was like HBO Max or whatever, like invited you to join their broadcast channel. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but sure. But now I get sent all of their like trailers that they send out. So I got it. I was in the middle of playing Baldur's Gate 3 with my friends and I got it and I was like, and I short-circuited and they were like, Brooke, are you good? Are you okay? And I just kept like screaming and they're like, what's wrong? And I was like, April. And they were like, what? And I was like, season 2 of The Last of Us. I couldn't get the words out.
I just get a from Brooke that says Abby. And I was like, what? I was like, are you playing The Last of Us? Like,
I didn't even get Abby. I just got the picture. And it took me like a second to realize that it was Abby, and I was like, "What am I?"
Oh no, wait! I thought I sent. I texted Meigs immediately, and I was like, "Abby," and then I texted Sawyer, and I said, "Tell Billy, Abby," and then I sent the picture. So I don't know.
No, all you sent was, "It's her."
I definitely maybe it just didn't send, but I definitely
didn't send.
That's so funny because I definitely said, "Tell Billy," because I know that Billy loves Abby.
Yes, it's her. Who is her? Oh, it's Abby.
Yeah, I fell on the floor in my kitchen after I got that from Brooke. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, so we're normal about The Last of Us in this house.
So normal.
But yeah, anyway, long story short, we're gonna have some re-apps for our first non-Star Wars television show re-app. So I'm real excited for it.
We got Andor too. Are we gonna do re-apps for Andor?
I was gonna say we'll have to do Andor re-apps as well, which I'm kind of worried that it's gonna come out around the same time.
They might overlap.
There might be some overlap there, so we might be foregoing some normal episodes so we can do some multiple re-apps. But all of that information will be to come. Sawyer, we got any other announcements?
Yeah, we are gonna do our very last Skeleton Crew re-app live this week with our friend Chris, aka the Star Wars lawyer. Yay! We will be live on his YouTube channel and our YouTube channel. It will be a joint venture, which is very exciting. It'll be right after the episode premieres. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. So you can watch the episode and then immediately hop on and chat with us about it because we're gonna be doing a live. Yeah.
Other than that, you can also join our Discord if you go to our Patreon and join our $1 tier, where we were hoping to host some game nights and other fun events in there. And you can talk with us and you can talk with other guests that have been on the show, and it's very fun and exciting. But besides that, I think that's it. Shall we get into the re-app?
I think so.
Yeah.
Shall we start with some non-spoiler thoughts?
I enjoyed this episode a lot. I was like, ooh, I like that non-spoiler that we didn't get all the answers yet, but we got a lot of answers as well, which I enjoyed. I like that they're not waiting till the last episode to try to give us everything in one. So,
Yeah. This episode made me angry. It made me happy, and then it made me angry. And I think I'm still stewing a little bit, but it was still a fantastic episode.
Yeah, and it was shorter than I expected. But like I didn't feel like it was too short. Like Meigs, you said, we got a lot of answers, and it makes me feel like they're not going to shoehorn absolutely everything into this final episode. So that is good. But episode 7 is the episode that we watched. It is called "We're Gonna Be in So Much Trouble." It was directed by Lee Isaac Chung, who has previously directed an episode of The Mandalorian, chapter 19, The Convert, which I believe is the episode after Din Djarin has a little oopsie and falls into the water because he forgets that Beskar is heavy as fuck. And then he also, I didn't realize that he was the director of Twisters. This past year. Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Rock on.
He worked with Glenn Powell. That man, he might have been the brainchild behind Wet T-shirt, Cowboy Hat, Glenn Powell. And can we just say thank you for that? And then this episode, as well as the last episode, I believe, is written by Christopher Ford and John Watts. And the Disney Plus synopsis of this episode is called, or says, "Our heroes have never felt further from home," which is interesting because physically they are closest to home that they've been since the first episode. But we open this episode. I'm really excited that we opened with all of the parents, because I feel like we've gotten little snippets of what the parents have been up to, and then finally they've all gathered together to try to send out this like sending beacon to send a message out to all the kids in the forest.
In the middle of nowhere.
To which they quickly were caught.
And the droids did not hold back.
They kind of were just like, you guys are coming with us, no holds bar, this is illegal, come with us, bye, sorry. Not sorry.
Can I just say, I feel so bad for Neil's mom. She's so little. And she was like, I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna run. And then homegirl couldn't even get to like pick it up with her hands before they stunned her. I was like, oh no, sweet baby.
She tried so hard.
Sweet angel.
But they did get the beacon out. They were able to get it out.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes. And it felt very Star Wars because it was like a hollow, like we originally saw for the first time in A New Hope with Leia's message with the droid. So it was very similar to that. I felt like that was some nice little nostalgia vibes. But yeah, I'm glad that we got to pick up with the parents to see what they were up to. And then as we see them come back together in the end, it's like, cool. Now it feels like everything's come full circle, reuniting the kids with the parents. And it feels right that like the parents are now going to be involved in this final chapter.
Yes. Which is kind of what I've been predicting for this entire season. So I'm really glad to see that that's come to fruition. But it's nice that the parents have had not necessarily an active role, but they have played a part in this story. And I really appreciated the way that culminated in this beacon that they send out to the kids. Yeah.
Agree. And then we pick up after that with both the kids and the pirates have made their way to Atten, which they see the barrier for the first time from the outside. And I didn't realize how big the barrier is compared to the planet itself.
Yeah, and the fact that like when the pirates got there, they're like, we're not sending anyone through that. And like Neil going, no wonder no one's tried to go through because it's
Mhm.
huge and like looks like it's gonna kill you.
And it
looks
will kill
terrifying.
you.
And it will. We saw it.
We
Because
did. They
we learned that the Onyx Cinder is a ship that came from At Adden.
Yes, it is an Ad-Adden ship, which is gives them the automatic clearance to land, make it safely through the barrier. One thing I was kind of confused on, is the barrier like completely man-made? Or is it like
think
a
so.
storm that they added extra traps to? Because my feeling is that it's all man-made.
Yeah,
I think that it is. I think from like what they said, and based on what the parents say later in the episode, or like in the broadcast, where they're like, or no, was it in the broadcast or later in the episode when they're like, you weren't supposed to find out about this until you graduated? Like, I feel like everything here is fabricated and man-made based on what we know so far.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it all feels
Yes.
connected.
Yeah, I thought it was, and it felt very like piratey too. Like it's like we're literally going into a storm, which I appreciated. They
Yeah.
were like, we're just gonna make it a space storm, which is kind of cool. But yeah, they send poor R.I.P. little kelp farm guy or whatever farm guy who wanted to, the pirate that wanted to open that little farm. He didn't make it.
No.
He tried.
Sucks. It's interesting though that Jod was like, I'll do it, and they were like, no. And if he did, he would have fucking died.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if he thought he could manipulate the Force in some way to get him through.
Maybe. Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me if he had that idea. But yeah, so next we have the kids getting sucked up into the pirate ship because they realize that the Onyx Cinder, or what is left of the Onyx Cinder, is the key to getting down to the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where the kids are reunited with Jod, and they're reunited with all the pirates. But not without a little bit of ingenuity from the kids that I really enjoyed.
Yes.
We saw some callbacks to things that happened earlier in the show, with like the big claw thing that grabbed Brutus up. Was like the same thing that they came down from when they were like the wise elders, that I thought was really fun. And then what was it? The first episode, we saw KB use the like voice modulator to scare Wim, and then that comes back around. KB try to use it to like intimidate the pirates. So
can we talk about Brutus for a second though? I mean, dang. Oh my god.
Dude.
That was crazy when Jod just killed him like that.
Jod was ruthless this episode, man.
Oh my
God.
He was ruthless.
They're kind of like subverting our expectations a little bit, because I think everyone before this, I kind of knew that he was going to be kind of like a sleazy guy, but thus far I've been like, oh, he's kind of like a Jack Sparrow type, where he's going to be like reluctantly do the right thing, even like as long as it doesn't hurt him too much to like his own gain. But I don't know, this episode he kind of just went like full asshole.
Yeah.
I think there's still like a story behind why he is the way he is, which I really hope that we see some of next episode. Because that's something we haven't really gotten answers about.
Yeah. But I'm kind of glad that a lot of people were speculating we were going to get like an Order 66 flashback or something.
I didn't think so.
I'm glad that they didn't go that route, because I think that would have disrupted the rest of the story. And honestly, I don't know that would have been the angle that I wanted to see Jod's character go in.
It wouldn't feel very productive. Like
it wouldn't add anything to the story besides for the audience to be think
everything that we need to know about Jod we got in that scene where he is yelling at the kids and he's talking about like, oh, you're all irritating, you're all annoying, blah blah blah. But I immediately got the feeling that it was like him projecting a little bit, or the envy that he might feel because his childhood was taken away from him. So I don't foresee his like trauma being an Order 66 victim or survivor. I get the vibe that he's just traumatized from being taken away from his family
Yeah.
to become a Jedi. Like, I think that there is some sort of resentment there that the kids got this, peaceful upbringing that he never had.
Yeah, I can see that. I definitely felt that similarly with when he was yelling at the kids the way that he did. He was acting like a child, really. But I at least I can't say I'm a Jod stan. I never was, but when we started the episode, Billy was like, Jod, I love Jod. He's gonna Jod redemption arc. He's gonna turn around this episode. And I had already seen like a clip of him. Well, I guess we'll get there, but I had seen what he does to SM33. And I was like, I don't, because SM33 is Billy's favorite character in the show, and I was like, I don't know if you're gonna feel this way about Jod at the end.
You're
of
like,
the
this
episode.
might change.
Yeah.
You're like, the trajectory of your life is about to change, and not for the better, King.
I don't know. They really went all out. I was kind of shocked at how evil he was in this episode. Like, there wasn't an air of morally grayness happening at all. He was just like greed and violence. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. It did feel very pirate. Like, it's very obvious that is where his roots lie. Because, like, he's able to constantly recite, like, pirate code and, like, do all the things and whatever. But, like, it just felt very much like I'm here to get my money. Like, that's my ultimate goal. And if you're going to stand in my way, I'm going to take you down. Because that's what I live and breathe by. And I like that it's just full stick into it, you know?
Yeah, I'm not as like upset about it as I thought I would be, because I was like, oh man, like, I love Star Wars being about like hopeful, like redemption, whatever. And that doesn't mean that it's something like that still can't happen. If they continue with the show, like if this isn't the only season that we're gonna get. Unless they kill Jod off, which I do have a theory about that we'll get to. But yeah, I was I wasn't shocked, but like they really kept going with like the Jod ruthless agenda. But can we talk about, so Jod he ends up getting, I'm trying to think of how he tries to take the ship back and like claim it. And then 33 is like, pirate code, sir. Actually, because according to this space pirate code, a captain can only captain one ship at a time. To which him and Wim fought for claiming, which I heard Wim say claimsies first. But I think Jod was just louder and more aggressive about it. So Jod claims it, but then Fern, the goat, comes in again with her droid manipulation, which she learned from her mom, and was like, well, I call unclaimsies. And everyone's like, huh? And she's like, yeah, unclaimsies. And this chip only belongs to kids. And I love, like, it's so, like, I don't know. It's so, like, kid to me. Like, I don't know. I love it. I love the way that they did
loopholes.
This. I love the stupid loopholes. It makes me so happy. Because, out of all of those things that Fern said, there was, like, no way in any universe that would actually work. But then it does. And I just love seeing 33 just, like, deck Jod and knock him out. And I love that 33 was like, oh, because Jod says, like, oh, it doesn't work that way. And N33 is like, nope, it doesn't, but it's close enough. And I was like, yes.
I just love that 33, like, even though most of the show he's been dictated by his programming, is very much, you could tell he's on the side of the kids. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
he is so on their side, and it's so obvious.
I really hope they fix him.
Me too.
I know.
want him to be dead. I'll be
R.I.P.
sad.
I mean, luckily he's a droid, so like it's not like I mean, I guess you can cut somebody in half in Star Wars and they can come back to life,
Yeah.
but I think that they could, fix 30. I almost said Jod, fix 33 back up if they needed to.
I hope so, because I miss him.
Same. What happened after that? So Brutus dies. R.I.P. to a real one. I like that he was like kind of the only one that called Jod on his bullshit, but then the other pirates. That's what's so interesting to me about him as a character is that the other pirates seem like they're loyal to him, or they're
Jod.
like, I guess they're loyal to the pirate code more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I guess it's plot armor too. But I feel like he just got so many chances to like stay alive
Mm-hmm.
because of some of the other pirates. But I
Yeah.
guess he like, I don't know. It's just an interesting aspect of his character to me. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Yeah, no, I think it's very, like, it feels like, I don't know if they're loyal to Jod or like the idea of Silvo, and like maybe
Mhm.
they believe that he will get them the score that they want
Mm-hmm.
more so than anyone else, because he's so passionate.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Also, it's implied that he's been their captain for a really long time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think that all kind of aids into it,
Yeah, that makes sense. I keep saying and I don't usually do that. I think I do actually. I don't know. But we get the kids land on Adatin.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out that oh no, Jod somehow made his way onto their ship. Which I don't understand how, but
Yeah, I don't understand how either. I didn't understand how he was able to get, like, I don't know why they didn't show that.
Yeah, like, did he get an escape pod of some kind and like shuttle himself over and attach, or like, yeah, I don't know how
I guess he just
managed.
woke up. I guess the thought process was he got knocked out with the helmet on. So maybe he like wasn't actually hit as hard, so he woke up before they took off and was able to get in somehow, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Or he did some Jedi Force shit. Which we didn't talk about that he it seemed like no one knew that he could use the Force, but he released himself from his handcuffs
Yeah.
with the Force.
Yeah. I think that it's interesting that like he was captain for so long and like in charge, and he's kind of used it almost as like a way to get the kids to do what he wants. Which like Wim is obsessed with Jedi, so like it makes sense that he would immediately see that and go, ah, yes, perfect. But
Yeah,
it's interesting that he never once tried to do that, it seems, with the pirates. Because I feel like, I mean, I guess he could be scared that they would turn him over for like a bounty or something like that. But like, it's interesting that he never once tried to use it against them in a way, it seems.
It was like a fear tactic or
agree.
something.
Yeah, like a fear tactic of like, I am more powerful than you because I have this stuff that you don't have.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be some sort of like deep rooted trauma there about like why he was so upset with the kids, or why he, said all those things to him, because I feel like he is ruthless, but he's not inherently like a jackass.
Yeah.
Like a jackass in that way where he's just like mean to people for no reason.
Yeah.
Like he's
I get
mean to
it.
the kids. I feel like there is some sort of sore spot that they must have hit for him, which is maybe why he doesn't advertise that he can use the Force,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like it would create more questions than it would anything that, because I think still to this point, if you can use the Force, you're looked at as a Jedi. And knowing the time period of this being post Jedi, like Luke Skywalker is like a big name in the galaxy now. So I feel like
Yeah.
they know
Yeah,
that the
that's
Jedi
true.
have come back, and there would be lots of questions about to Jod, and maybe he doesn't want to answer
For sure.
because it's like a big sore spot.
Well, and like most people, because like I've been reading Catalyst right now.
Mhm.
Like most people, their understanding is that the Jedi turned and like
Mhm.
caused a lot of issues, and so I think that that could be another
Yeah.
reason why is
Oh,
like
too.
that kind of propaganda piece of like people may not be sure what to believe now that they are back, that they're like, wait, but we knew them as this thing, like, like there's still
Mhm.
kind of those question marks, I think, and so I think that people would still probably be hesitant.
And that's why it didn't Leia kept it a secret that her real father was Darth Vader for so long. Because of like the connotations or the questions that might come up because of that.
Yeah.
If you've read the book Bloodline by Claudia Gray, it's a very good book. You should read it. But that's where that plot comes into play.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can imagine it's just like public perception as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get to At-Aten and the vaults, and it was kind of cool to see get more answers about like what the mint is. Oh, and something we didn't talk about either in the beginning, the message from the parents, Wim's dad sent something about like you weren't supposed to find out about all of this until after you graduate.
Yeah, which means that they all know whatever the heck is going on.
Yeah, that surprised me, honestly, that the
Me
parents,
too.
like the adults, know what's going on. Because I'm like, how can you possibly keep that a secret from all the kids for so
Yeah.
long? Like, you don't think the parents talk about it at
And
night?
why?
And
Yeah.
why? Yeah.
But what's
Like-
so interesting to me is that we're all theorizing, and Jod even says in the episode that At-Aten's been hidden for hundreds of years. He says that hundreds of years.
Mhm.
And we know that these Republic credits that they're printing are old Republic credits.
Mhm.
But all the adults are aware of this, of the fact that At-Aten is hidden, and they're also aware of the current government being the New Republic. Because the
Yeah.
New Republic does because they tell the kids, they're like, hey, you need to find a New Republic official, and
Yeah.
they know the secret of At-Aten. So it's like, why, if they're aware of the New Republic, why are they printing old Republic credits?
Yeah, like what purpose do these credits serve, and then what are all of these people doing on this planet? Because they're all obviously analyst type jobs of some kind. So what is the Republic researching that they need this planet to be a secret and that they need these old Republic credits for?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
wait, now the wheels are starting to turn about how this kind of can connect to the rest of the Mandoverse. Oh, hidden
Say it.
planets,
Say it.
hidden
Do it.
other universes.
Uh-huh. There was someone that was, if you've looked at the art, a lot of people have been talking about that, the weekly art that they've been releasing. If you connect them all together, because they all connect to one another, it does look like the world between worlds.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of theories about that connecting as well, because if like literally side by side, each of the arts connects and it has that kind of like star symbol kind of vibe of like the lines and stuff. So
I feel like
yeah.
that's
All
been a
coming
big
together.
theme in Star Wars lately in general. I'm thinking about like Ahsoka with the other galaxy that they go to. I'm trying to remember the name of the planet right now, and I can't. With this now with a hidden planet, and with Jedi Survivor with a hidden planet. that they
Mhm.
try to use to take like refugees and Order 66 survivors too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like some big connection with all these things. Like, why is it all coming together?
Wait, sorry. I just went to I just went to the Star Wars wiki just to like look at the World Between Worlds stuff. And in the first episode how we talked about the mural that's behind like in Fern's house.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar art style to the painting of the Mortis gods in the Lothal Jedi
Oh,
temple. Very
Ooh.
similar art style.
you know what? I was making a lot of connections with like the supervisor and like the art about the planet. Because there was also a mural of art in the room the parents were in whatever office that was, that also gave me that same vibe. I didn't even like make the Star Wars connection. I was making the Loki connection about
Yeah.
the TVA gods or whatever, because that was the
Yeah.
artwork was very similar, and then it turned out to be this artificial intelligence, et cetera, et cetera. But
Mhm.
yes, it totally is very similar to like the father, the son, and the daughter art.
Interesting. I have a feeling things are connecting.
Very interesting. Yeah, because last week I think we talked about like why is this show in this time period specifically? Like, what is the
Yeah.
significance? Because it feels like it's significant. And maybe that's the connection. And I wouldn't be mad if that was the connection, like, because it's not a direct connection to the plot of Skeleton Crew, but it's like a connection to like the wider universe. Like that's I
Yeah.
think the ideal way of them connecting that back.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I'm trying to think of other stuff in this episode that was, so they get to the vaults. Jod has like a meltdown about the credits, which I thought was acted very beautifully by Jude Law. So this is what I was thinking about my theory. If they decide to kill Jod off, it would be kind of poetic justice to lock him in the vault or one of the vaults with all the money. Because that's all he cares about. And leave him in there to die.
Just be like, bye, have fun.
With, all of these credits that he now has but can't use. I just feel like that would kind of be a poetic, if they're going to continue with like the bad guy Jod, like not redeemable route.
Yeah.
Then I could see them killing him off.
I just don't know at this point how he can be redeemed.
Yeah,
No,
not within the next episode. I think if anything, they would set it up for like future maybe. I think it all depends on if next episode, if we find out more, which I'm sure we will find out more about like what's going on that, and there's no way that they would leave all of it question marked. But the question that I have is if the kids are going to try to convince them to either unhide Ad-Adden or be like, there's other stuff out there that's important, like we can't, because they saw those other planets and they saw like what life was like, and I wonder if the kids are going to be like, guys, there's other crap going on. Like, I don't know if you know about how much is going on out there, because we don't know how much the parents know about beyond the barrier besides like the Republic stuff, so I wonder if that's going to play into it at all.
Yeah, I'm wondering if like maybe by the end of this they're gonna have like a new governing body that's like not the supervisor.
I think we're definitely gonna see the supervisor next episode.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope we get answers for that. I feel
we
like
did
they
hear him.
It.
We did
yes,
hear him.
And it was the actor,
the one from last week that we were like,
the voice of the supervisor, or whoever the announcer was. I think it was I love watching the Screen Crush videos that the Screen Crush YouTube channel makes, because they do like all the Easter eggs and hidden details and stuff. But they said that the actor who was that voice was, hold please,
I'm holding.
gotta go back through my YouTube search, or not YouTube search, Google search. It's like an actor that's like recognizable too. That I'm wondering if, and his voice feels like he would be the voice of a droid. Wednesday. Okay, I think it was Wednesday that I looked it up because Wednesday I watched the episode. Stephen Fry. So Stephen Fry was his name. It's, if you're watching on YouTube, it's this guy who's been in a lot of things.
Oh yeah, Stephen Fry. Yeah.
So that was his voice, allegedly. I did not do fact checking. I just watched it on a video. But I believe that if he is the supervisor, my predictions are that he's either tack rented or an AI like droid. Or
Okay,
a combination of both.
Okay.
But I don't know if they put the voice of tack rented in the credits of the last
Interesting.
episode. Let me see, actually. Rented actor. Oh, Stephen Fry voices the character Tack Rented in the Disney Plus series Star Wars Skeleton Crew in episode 7. It's revealed that Rennet is actually the planet's mysterious supervisor.
What?
Okay, hold
I
on.
guess we just figured it out, guys.
Okay, but that was just like Google's like AI thing.
Okay.
Boo. Hate Google AI.
I hate AI. Boo.
Okay, it says he's credited as the voice of the supervisor.
All right.
So let me go to the Skeleton Crew IMDb to see if there's a credit for the Tack Rented voice.
I wonder. I feel like if it's the same actor, it's not. I feel like what you said earlier, Megs, that it's probably like a robot or like some
other entity.
Yeah, like a robot version of Tack Renat or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says one episode 2025, the supervisor. So I don't, let me see, Control F. Okay, there's nothing in here about who voiced Tack Rented.
Ooh.
So
interesting.
It's possible. I don't know if that Google AI picked that up
from someone on Twitter or something.
People speculating.
Yeah.
But I am not seeing that he is credited as anything other than the supervisor. So I guess we'll have to wait and find out next week. But I believe that he would be like a droid or some sort of AI.
Although we are forgetting that this is a Star Wars universe and there are species that can live for hundreds and hundreds of years.
That's true. That is true.
So true.
It's possible. How do we feel about the? I think, did we talk about the theory last time that the Tack Rented was the same species as Neil?
Yes.
Yeah,
we did a little bit.
I'm
I'd
kind of
be
into it.
shocked.
Yeah. I'd be shocked, but I'm like kind of into it at the same time.
It'd be so cute. It'd be like, what?
It would be honestly so great if the supervisor was Tack Renad and he has foregone his pirate ways and he's just like a regular guy and he likes his 9-to-5 job and Jod meets his hero and his hero is like just
he's just chilling. He's like, hey.
Neil's like, Grandpa?
Hi, Grandpa.
Yeah, actually that would, okay, that might be the one hope for redemption for Jod.
Yeah.
I guess it's possible.
Of seeing like another person kind of like
work
their way out of the pirate life.
or it would just like totally turn him farther down the deep end.
Yeah.
One of two things. I feel like that could happen. Interesting. Okay, so I just wasted so much time trying to find that out.
Listen, you have to fact check. Fact checking is important.
Yeah, it is, kids. Despite what your fucking school might teach you, because they're trying to take that shit out of school. Anyway, or on Facebook or on anything else. But anyway, yeah. So we end the episode with the kids being reunited with their parents, which is really sweet. And I was like, oh, so sad. I was crying, or like happy,
I know.
Yeah.
It was like, oh gosh, it was so precious. I really liked when they sent the message that they were like, we're not mad at you. Like, please come home. It's very much that like, because like I used to be a RA at my college, and one of the first things I told my floor like at the beginning of the year was like, if you get into trouble, you call me and do not worry about getting in trouble. Like I was like, if you're out drinking, whatever, I don't care. I just want you to be safe. And it's very, very much a parent mindset of like, we can talk about that part later, but I would rather you be safe. And I just appreciated that they like all were just like, thank you so much for coming home. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very sweet.
And then we get a jawed lightsaber out at the parents and the kids.
After threatening to chop up all of the parents into tiny little bits.
Crazy.
Yeah. I'm interested to see, is he going to threaten all of them? Or is he going to, are the parents all going to assume that he's a Jedi and that he's the one that saved them?
Ooh.
And that the kids are going to try to tell him. The kids either aren't going to say anything because, he threatened to chop them up in tiny pieces, or they're going to try to convince their parents, like, no, this is not the guy you think he is. And they're like, don't believe them.
I like this idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get the feeling that it was an immediate aggression, like of lighting the lightsaber. It was kind of like I'm a Jedi. Here's my lightsaber, and here's the proof that I am a Jedi, because only Jedi have lightsabers. But I guess
I think that's something we'll find out immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'll pick right back up, because that was a cliffhanger ending.
Yes, it was.
Crazy.
Yeah. But do y'all have any expectations or theories or hopes for the last episode?
I'm sad it's already gonna be over.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm like most like, dang, because like we're already getting answers, and like I know it's probably gonna leave off on some kind of cliffhanger, because it's not Star Wars without doing that unless we know that it's a final season, and so I'm just sad that this little era is going to be over, because it's been so fun, like watching the kids on their socials, like on Star Wars socials, and like interacting with the fandom as a whole has been a lot of fun. And like I had someone tell me yesterday that they're like, I'm sad it's going to be over because you were part of the reason why I got hype about the show. And I was like,
aw.
So I've been in it for the long haul, and I'm sad that it's almost over. I don't want it to end.
Agreed.
It's been very fun. But I'm excited to see, hopefully, the Supervisor. Maybe more of an answer as to what exactly Atten, like the plan of Atten is, and their purpose. And I'm glad that the parents and the kids will all be there for this ending. It seems like no matter what happens, they're all going to be a part of it, which I like.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Me too. I think those are kind of all the things I want to see. I was hoping to get a Hondo something or other, but it's fine. It's fine.
I heard there was an interview where they said they were gonna have him, and then they just couldn't figure out fit him in.
I mean, I can see where like he doesn't fit into this particular story, because it is like, I think that they could have fit him in on that like Tortuga place.
The like the thing in the beginning,
the outpost,
the pirate port, the pirate port.
Yeah, like I feel like they could have easily put him in there as even just like a little Easter egg for, the rebels girlies.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, they put a bunch of ships in the background that everyone was like, "Huh!" Like the Star Tours ship and stuff. Like they could have
Mhm.
put him in there.
Yeah, but maybe that means that they will like they have bigger dreams for him as a
Yeah.
character in the future. So it's okay if it doesn't happen. Just
Yeah.
a little sad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's it, y'all.
Yeah.
I think that is it. Oh my gosh, only one more.
One more, and then we're doing it live.
Only one
Woohoo!
more. Yeah,
Woo!
I'm excited. We don't do live things very often, so I think it'll be a lot of fun. And if you're to join and watch with us, or chat with us, please make sure you let us know your thoughts in the chat so we can talk about them, because we're gonna probably structure it very similarly to how we do these re-yaps. I will probably take notes during the episode. So we
Yeah, I'm
have
gonna have to.
some- Yeah, normally I watch the episode twice
Yeah, same.
before we talk about it. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be, I guess there's not a specific time yet for that because we don't know how long the episode's going to be. But if I had to guess, somewhere in the 9:45, 10 o'clock
Yep.
interval.
Sounds good.
But yeah, thanks for yapping with us. And we can't wait to yap with y'all again on next week, tomorrow,
Tuesday.
technically, actually, if you're listening to this, it's on Monday.
Monday. Yeah.
So we'll see you tomorrow.
Woohoo!
Yay! Bye.
Bye.
Bye.